Hi, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Season's greetings. How are you? What is this? 1 week? What is today? The 18th? Oh, yeah. 1 week before Christmas. Woohoo! How about that, hey? Have you got all your shopping done? Yeah, I don't. I just have a few stocking stuffers to get, right? And of course, this is the season, my favorite subject, for kindness, right? So what I've done this week is I've gone through, because this can be a really difficult time for some people. Your first Christmas without, with the loss of a loved one, that's always very, very difficult. Sometimes, for myself, I'll tell you a little personal story here. My mother passed away February the 16th, 2000. So the Christmas of 1999 was her last. And all 6 of her children, we knew that this was her last. So we all met together and we made sure we had one heck of a Christmas, that's for sure. Sometimes I remember those things, like every Christmas, like it's been this will be my 19th Christmas, 20th Christmas without my mother, 19th, I guess I can't add. But yet every year I make sure that I make mom's dressing. And the funny story is that I had, you get out on your own and you make your first turkey dinner, and I called mom. Now, this is after I started making turkey dinner with mom, like when I was like 12 years old. So I'd been making her dressing all this time or helping her with it anyway. And when I was about 22, I called her and I'm like, so, Mom, I'm making your dressing, but it just doesn't taste the same. I don't know, I must have forgotten something. She goes, okay, well, what'd you put in it? And I told her. She goes, oh, well, you didn't put the apples in it. I said, apples? What are you talking about, Mom? Apples? You don't put apples in your dressing. She goes, I do every year, Terry Lynn. So now I always put apples in the dressing because she was right. It tasted really wonderful once I put the apples in, So that's one of the things maybe when you're thinking about Christmas without your loved one this year. Find one of their recipes that really, really, really was their favorite, or something that was just particular to them, okay? And make sure that that's at every Christmas dinner. Make a new tradition, okay? That might help you get through some of those times. Another thing that I found that helps is maybe making a gratitude list, okay, of Christmas stories or Christmas gratitudes, right? What you're thankful for Christmas at that time. Another thing, and this was where I was going back and forth with this. I was thinking maybe if we did Christmas stories every year, if you did a little wrote down something every year and put it in a time capsule, and then maybe every 5 years brought it out, and maybe, I don't know. It just kind of sounds cool to me. There was lots of other things that they did. With that, maybe with the, and I'm going on the fly here, trying to not make things up, but it comes to me like, make a garland out of those stories. Couldn't you put those together? What a lovely thing to put on your tree with all the memories of those that have passed, and memory ornaments, remembrance ornaments. I find for myself talking and telling stories and laughing about those who have passed over and aren't with us any longer on this earth. It makes everybody feel better, right? So let's remember loved ones in this holiday season with a smile, with laughter and joy, because that's how they would want us to be. They don't want us crying over them and being upset. Although we are anyway. It doesn't matter what they want, right? It's all about us. Anyway, all right. Oh, I said anyway again. I'm trying very hard. I'm trying to not say anyway these days, and it just kind of seems to always come out. As a radio person, there's certain keywords. Anyway, so, and those are the words you're supposed to not try and use, or that's a few of them. My bad one is anyway. So anyway, that's mine. So it's not going to be my go-to. Yeah, crutches. That's what they're called, right? No more crutches for me because, yeah. Anyway. Oh, I did it. Doggone it. All right. All right. So kindness, especially at this time of year. It's Christmas. Let's be kind to everyone. I bought the ladies coffee behind me today in line at the Tim Hortons. So just little things like that. I had mine bought the other day. I was like, oh, this is cool. So just awesome things, right? I do know that we do have someone here who's ready to have a little reading going on. Let's go to Boston. Brenda, are you there?
Good morning, good afternoon. Yes, I am. Good afternoon.
Oh, good to hear from you. Have you got all your Christmas shopping done? That's my question these days because I don't have mine done.
No, I'm not. I've still got quite a bit to do.
Oh, good. Okay, girlfriend, you and me, we're there together. Okay. So, how are you doing these holidays? What are you looking for today? What kind of advice are you looking for?
Basically, I'm just looking for, wishes of good health in the new year. I'm currently on temporary disability because I've got back problems, not any real health issues, and I'm just looking for good health.
Okay, so Brenda, the first thing I want to say to you is it seems to me like you tend to make you try to justify and defend that you have back problems, and honey, don't do that, okay? Because you don't need to. You have back issues. You're on disability because of your back issues, and back issues can be very, very serious. Sure, your back hurts, but then it's like a chain reaction, right? Because you have a lot of pain in your neck, or do you get headaches? Is that part of the issue that you're having?
I do. Actually, the neck pain is, that's just recently started. Most of the pain is in my lower back, but just maybe over the last couple of weeks, it's been, moving into my neck.
Yeah, and that's because you keep looking down. Are you on a computer or an iPad or something all the time? Because I feel like you keep looking down.
Yes, I am. I'm guilty of that.
Turn off that game. No more Candy Crush.
Yeah.
So that's that with your neck. If you're going to do that, you need to take a break every so often, and I want you to stretch your neck because I feel like your shoulders are way up by your ears. Okay, and I feel like that's where your stress is in your shoulders, your neck, and you're always just all tight. And then you complicate that even more by having your neck in one position a lot by looking down, right? So
yes.
And I don't know anything other than that's happened to me. So maybe that's why I'm going, I don't know, maybe it's my psychicness starting to channel into a chiropractor or something. But I can see you doing that. And I see that that's where it is, okay? Stop feeling like you're a burden on everyone, okay? And start moving towards making yourself, what is that word I'm looking for? More dependent on yourself, if you understand what I'm saying. And I don't mean that in geez, just, okay. So start doing that. And I see your health getting better in 2019 because I think you've gotten to a point now with it that you're wanting to, you're tired of it. And now it's almost like you're willing to, well, just sitting around isn't helping it or making it feel better. So now it's time to try something new. Okay. And I think start with like stretches. I feel like were you in an accident or did you fall or something? Did you have an accident?
No. Many years ago in my youth, I was a laborer for the Department of Transportation, and I shoveled, multiple tons of blacktop, and I just
yeah.
And basically, a chiropractor told me then, if you don't stop working this job, you're going to have problems later. And I did quit, but the problem still came.
Yeah, it's that you just haven't. Your back muscles are very weak. Try and start planking. That's what it is. That's what. Do you know what planking is? I do because
yes,
I'm kids.
I do.
Yeah. So I would start with that. I'm telling you this because my chiropractor told me this because I have a problem with my lower back. Just my muscles back there aren't strong enough. So, boy, this is a really good psychic reading, isn't it?
Well, I do know that I could strengthen my core a little bit.
Yeah, and start with start with, I think if you're doing the planking and sit-ups and stuff, but the planking really makes all of your muscles work all around that middle part of you, right?
Yes.
So I would start with that. To me, right now, I almost feel like you're on the cusp of, yeah, you're going to have a better year health-wise in 2019 to it's going to be the same. Okay, so I would put in
Okay.
that extra effort and follow through with it. Don't let it go to the wayside, because I know you do that every so often. Just kind of go, yeah, 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 and just I'm tired and I don't feel like doing that. Don't do that, honey. Follow through with it from now on, every night. Okay, every day, follow through, and you need something that will help you to because uh, you need something that will help you with the milestones. Okay. Look, I've been here a month. Look at the difference in how I feel today and how I felt, a month ago. So remember to either keep a journal, because when you do stuff like that and you see the difference, it really gives you that enthusiasm to go, woo, 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 and you go fast. I mean, you go quick in your recovery. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So make sure you are keeping a journal. Okay. Do you have
I
any
will
other
do that.
questions?
No, I don't. Well, maybe, and I'm not sure that this is anything that you have the ability to do or not. My father passed away a couple of years ago, and, he's been heavy on my mind, and I'm sure it's because of the holidays.
Was he in,
No.
was he in palliative
I'm
care
sorry?
before he passed? Was he in palliative care before he passed?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he's here. And he also says that he needs to tell you that he's very proud of what you've done. You were always, because and this is just because you're back. I know this. I'm not saying this psychically, but to him, he's acknowledging that you've always had a very strong work ethic, and that you've always, and for whatever reason, you could work the pants off any man. Is what I'm hearing. Um, Now, were you with him when he passed?
I was. However, uh, he was, when he was on his deathbed, he was calling for me. And
Yeah.
I was driving at the time from North Carolina to Florida. I did get there before he passed, but when I got there, he wasn't awake anymore. He wasn't speaking anymore for a couple of days. And so, I never got to hear what it was that he had to say to me.
Yeah, it's basically it's what I'm telling you now. It's the proudness and the pride that he had in you, and how he's very proud of who you've become. But I also know what he tells me to say is that he heard everything you said to him, and he loves you also. He says, so because you bent down, and I feel like this was on his right side, and you bent down and you hugged him and you kissed him, and I almost feel like you just held him for a bit with your arms around him, and spoke to him in his ear and told him how important he was to you. And he says, I heard you. Don't ever think for 1 second that I didn't. So
That's wonderful.
I don't believe that he had anything specific other than he wanted to be able to say goodbye to you, because you were very, very important to him. You were very special to him. You have a sister also?
Yes.
Yeah, it's not like he had favorites, but it's just you had a closer relationship to your dad than your sister. And he wants to make that he doesn't want your sister to think that he didn't love her, kind of thing. It's just you guys there was a different kind of relationship between the two of you. I feel like you were more friends a lot of the time. He wanted to be able to say goodbye to you so that you could hear him, because he knew that would be important to you. But he also wanted to just tell you how how proud he is, and how you made it through the hard times, and that he knows everything wasn't perfect. But oh, do you also have an uncle that's passed away?
I'm several, actually.
Okay, I have an uncle also, and I feel like this is your dad's brother. And for some reason, I'm not exactly understanding what's going on, but I'm hearing an apology, and I just feel like there was something that happened that probably should not have happened. Uh, um, and I kind of feel like you maybe were either judged or you got the brunt of this situation, and this was unfair to you. And it has to do with your uncle. And he's not, I don't, like I said, I don't really know what it was. And did you have a dollhouse when you were a child? I'm getting pictures of a dollhouse also.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And was this from your dad or what, your uncle that gave it to you? Okay.
It was from my dad.
So yeah. And did he build this? Did he work with his hands or something, or make things out of wood?
He did at the end, yeah.
Yeah. He just he was able to get rid of the boredom, because he would get bored easy.
Yeah.
So kind of like you. That's what he said. So she's like me. She does that too. So, all righty. Yep. Well, I hope that helps, Brenda. Kind of like he also says to make sure, are you not cooking Christmas dinner this year?
Well, we did it already.
You did it already?
Weekend. Yeah.
Okay. And did you cook?
We all contributed, actually.
Okay. Because there was nothing coming up is what I'm feeling. And so he's around though 100% of the time. And is there just been a new little girl born, or is there just about to be a new little girl born?
Not that I'm aware of.
I think one's coming. I feel, and it's somewhere in the family. I'm not sure. I think it might be an extended family member, but I feel like there's a little girl coming in. Okay, he's telling me
that. Well, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, because there's lots of boys, or just none at all.
A lot of boys, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got to go here, Brenda, and I've got somebody else waiting. So you have a wonderful, wonderful holiday season. Merry Christmas. And thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Brenda. That's always nice. I love doing this just for the fact that you can talk to people who, I don't know, need to hear little Christmas messages. I like that. Who are we talking to now? Now we are going to Kim in Spokane, Washington. Hi, Kim. Are you there?
Hi. How are you?
I am just dandy. Not too. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hi. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hi.
Hi.
Apparently, can you hear me now, Kim? Okay, good. We can hear each other now. Okay, perfect.
I had to get somewhere that was a little bit quieter. I'm somewhat quieter now. How are you?
Okay. I am fabulous. How are you?
Pretty good.
Oh, good. And you're down in Spokane. Perfect. And you're down in Spokane, which is not that far from where I am.
Oh, really?
I'm on Vancouver Island.
Nice.
So we're pretty close together there. So, are you ready for Christmas?
As much as I'm going to be.
There you go. Good answer. Good answer. Okay. How can I help you today?
Well, I've been having I met somebody online, and me and my husband have been having problems for like the last year, and I'm just kind of wondering if this person that I've been involved with is like my soulmate or possibly even my twin flame.
Okay, the first thing I want to tell you about twin flames is they are not necessarily a romantic connection. Okay?
Right, I do know that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it very well could be your twin flame, but just because you're connected to them and it may not be, right? Like your twin flame could be your husband. Who knows, right? But it's not necessarily, I just want to emphasize that, because I would say about 9.5 out of 10 people always tell me, oh, it's romantic. I love him, blah, blah, blah. And that's not necessarily it. When it comes to...
No, I actually suspect that it's not a romantic.
right. I do.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What
Go
I
ahead.
do. That's okay. So what I do feel is that the two of you have been in previous lives together. Okay. I don't know if I feel romantic connection in this lifetime either. It's almost like I feel like there were issues with your husband before you ever started talking to this person. Um,
Yes.
and I think that it's almost like I feel like you're just looking for something to make you happier than what you are right now, right? And that this might not necessarily be, the grass might not be greener on the other side of the fence. Okay.
Right.
So, and
Right.
I feel like
I just feel like I've been getting like a lot of universal signs this year that are saying that kind of point all in the direction that my husband's and my relationship have run its course and have expired. But we've been together for so long, and in the sanctity of marriage, I'm real reluctant to leave him. We've been together for almost 20 years, you know.
Yeah, no, I understand. And sometimes a lot of people stay together after being together that long, because it's just that easy it's a lot easier to stay together than to split up, right? And there is that convenience also, right, of being together for so long. That's something, when it comes to your relationship with your husband, I feel like you guys no longer have any kind of communication. That the lines of the communication have really collapsed, especially over the last, I'd say, 5 years, 4 years, 5 years.
We've never had very good communication. He's not much of a communicator himself.
Right. But you knew that when you married him, though, right?
I did, but I guess I kind of figured that he would continue to evolve and grow like I did. But he like that's part of the biggest problem, that even spiritually he seems to not even have any kind of like desire to even evolve or grow or like do anything kind of in a spiritual kind of nature. And he went to, like I said, he went to jail for 6 months this year, and he's just kind of like a Peter Pan, and I get tired of him not growing up. Like, I guess I figured that, you know, eventually he would grow up, but here I am, like almost 42 years old, and I'm still dealing with a man that wants to make poor decisions that end him up in jail, and he gets incarcerated, and then I have to take the front end of making sure that everything is tied down and taken care of. And it's just really tiring, and
I can understand that, and of course it always would be. But this is where you have to make the decision if you're going to stay in the relationship or not. Okay? I do not see a relationship between you and your husband in the future. I will tell you that right now.
Right.
It's almost like you guys aren't even friends anymore. It used to be that you were actually friends. And now I don't even know that I feel like you're even friends anymore, you know?
No, I'm not feeling very friendly.
And it seems to me that, you know, the two of you are, neither one of you are happy. It's not like it's just one-sided.
Right.
You know, it's miserable on both of you, right? Which makes it miserable on the little ones, you know, which aren't little anymore.
Right.
So I would definitely.
And then I recently had a man that I was seeing, like back when I was in high school. He recently just came into my life, and like just a couple days ago, he confessed to me that he'd always been in love with me, and like I guess that's like where now I even have more confliction as to like now I feel like I'm being bad because I have these desires and feelings for another person, and I'm married.
But if you're not in love, you know, and you know, okay, once we have learned everything that we can learn from someone, or once we have taught them everything that we can teach them, and they're no longer, you know, in the highest interest to be a part of each other's lives, then maybe it's time to go in opposite directions. Okay. As I said, I don't see in the next year, I feel like there's going to be a lot of changes coming in your life. I feel like this man that you've been talking to recently is is on friend mode. And I think if it goes farther than that, I don't see it working out well either. Okay. the man from high school, I don't really see anything right now. I don't feel too much about that. I'm more concerned about you with doing things to make your life better and happier. And that would be what I would tell you, is that this is the year to make some changes in your life. Okay?
Right.
Okay. I'm sorry I'm running out of time now. I've got to go here. I'm sorry, Kim. Have a wonderful day. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, and I hope that your 2019 is an opportunity for you to make some changes for the better in your life. Okay?
Yes, thank you very much.
All right. Bye-bye, honey. Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas to all of you. This is Terry Lynn Boyle coming to you from Vancouver Island. I'm knowing you can get a hold of me at Vancouver Island Medium on Facebook, or you can get me at terrylynnboyle@gmail.com. Next week, I'm going to be in Ontario, but I'm still going to try and do the show. Let's see if I've eaten too much turkey and I might be too tired. And yeah. Anyway, until then, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Get your shopping done. Mwah, mwah, mwah.